Kamusta kaibigan? In this video, you're going to learn how to transform a boring, plain block of text into a clean and professional looking website design. I will walk you through my step-by-step process on how I do this professionally, just like what I do for my clients. Alright, let's start with this example, a plain and boring block of text. Not very exciting, right? I don't think anyone would want to read this, even me. To transform this into a website design, the first thing that we need to do is figure out which part is going to be the heading and which part is going to be the paragraph. In this case, the first two lines works best as the heading, and the rest can stay as the paragraph. Let's start working with the heading. Right now, it looks the same as the paragraph. Your heading needs to stand out from the rest of your content. So let's make the heading bigger and bolder. And also, let's remove the period at the end. Headings usually don't need punctuation. Pro tip: there are many different ways you can style a heading. First, using a sentence case, basically keeping it exactly as it is right now. Second, using a title case. You can properly capitalize each word to make it stand out. And third, using all caps. You can capitalize each letter if you really want it to pop. But here's a word of caution. If you're using all caps, it can sometimes feel like you're shouting at your viewers. Make sure that you're using it only on things that you really want to highlight or emphasize. Sentence case, title case, or all caps. Which heading style do you prefer? Let me know in the comments below. Next, let's start working on the paragraph. Right now, it looks cramped and kind of hard to read. To fix this, let's adjust the width so the text will break into 3 lines. Pro tip: keeping your paragraph 2 or 3 lines will make them much more easier to read. Next, let's increase the font size a little, but not too much, because we still want it to be smaller than the heading. Next, let's add a proper line height to give the text some breathing room. This will make the text much more easier to read. If you want to learn more about line height, I actually have a separate video dedicated on that. I will link it in the description below so you can check it out later after watching this one. Now let's add a callout button. A callout button is basically the action that you want your viewers to take when visiting your website. Things like add to cart, order now, book a call, and so much more. For this example, let's go with order now. Let's put the text in all caps to make it pop. Since we're talking about food here, let's give this a red background color. Why red, you might ask? Because in color psychology, the color red is known for boosting appetite. That's why many food brands use it, like McDonald's, KFC, Pizza Hut, Wendy's, and so much more. Next, let's add some white space around the button. White space is basically the empty space that make your design clean and breathable. And finally, let's round the edges using a border radius. This will make the callout button feel friendlier and more inviting. If you want to learn more about border radius, I also have a separated video dedicated on that. I will link it in the description below so you can check it out later after watching this one. Next, let's add an image to add some visuals into our website design. One of my favorite go-to resources for free and high quality images is Pexels. Since our content is all about burger, let's go ahead and search for that. Let's search for a good image that we really like. This one looks perfect, so let's download it. Now that we have created our heading, paragraph, callout button, and image, it's time to bring them all together and create our website design. For this example, we are going to use a simple 2-column layout. In column 1, we will place the text content, and in column 2, we will place the image. Let's start working in the first column, which is the text content. Let's add the heading, the paragraph, and the callout button. Next, let's add a proper spacing between each element. This will make the layout feel balanced and easy to read. And finally, let's add the image in the second column. And there we go. We have completed our website design. Congratulations! Remember, we just started with a boring, plain block of text. And now, it's transformed into a clean and professional looking website design. If you want to learn website design the fastest way, I highly recommend that you watch this video.